Welcome to Entrepreneur Talks podcast, hosted by Yola Bastos and created by Women Flix, which empowers financial freedom for women worldwide. Entrepreneur Talks is a podcast that covers conversations with startups, founders, innovators, and thought leaders from around the world who are disrupting the status quo, expanding their businesses, and bringing innovative ideas to life. Yola's conversational tone is focused on the tough questions about journey and details, the ways of thinking and acting that have led these entrepreneurs to success. Entrepreneurship, leadership, mental health, funding, finances, and other issues are covered on our podcast. Subscribe now to our podcast by joining us on Spotify. You can write on your web right now www.anchor.fm/entrepreneur talks/subscribe. Join our podcast and enjoy this powerful conversation. Women Flix empowers financial freedom for women worldwide. I love it. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Entrepreneur Talks Podcast Season 14. Here we are today, Thursday, end of April, right? The year is going so fast. And for today, I have a special guest. Her name is Noemi Beres. I think I'm not saying it wrong, like always. I always have this stuff going on about names. But let me tell you, our topic for today is connecting experts and growing businesses with myself and Noemi. I'm gonna tell you another thing. We are about to finish season 14. Yes, we're coming to the end of season 14 in 2 weeks' time, if I'm not wrong. But it's been amazing. I hope you can go on to either Spotify, Anchor, Google, iTunes, YouTube channel. We have our podcasts running on all these platforms. And I think I'm missing some other ones. Please check season 14 and check the previous ones. There's a lot of really good content and amazing entrepreneurs from around the world. But right now, let's welcome Noemi Beres. So, hello, my dear Noemi. I hope I'm saying your name right.
Hi. Yeah, you did perfectly. Hello, Yola. Thank you so much for inviting me today.
You're welcome. I'm so grateful for your presence as well. So, we had a couple of situations here about the internet. It's always like this, but I'm glad we managed to make this work. It's amazing. Thank you. So, Noemi, if I say your name wrong, I apologize in advance. I always do this, but tell me, where is your name from before I talk about where are you talking about?
It's actually a Hungarian name, but this name is quite common in Spain, France, and in different Italy as well. But it's a Hungarian name because I was born and raised in Hungary, but I've been living in Cyprus for 12 years. So.
Oh wow! So you're talking from Cyprus?
Yes, that's true.
Yeah! Wow! I think it's my first. No, second time. All these seasons I had Cyprus before. Yes. I can't believe it was a male. I can't really believe, but I remember Cyprus is beautiful. Wow. You made a great choice to move there.
Yeah, before that, I lived in Ireland, which was beautiful as well, but with a lot of rain and cold weather. So that's why we chose to move to Cyprus 12 years ago.
That's really good. That's really good. Cyprus, beautiful. So you are an Hungarian. Hungarian?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, correct.
Okay. But you know what? You just said to me, your name is Hungarian. And let me tell you, my name in my culture, we have two names. This is funny because my name is not from Angola or from Portugal or from Spain, where is my background coming. My name is Russian. So I'm Yola Tatiana. So completely, my said, okay, mom. My mom chose these names, and I'm so grateful because I love my names. But I remember when I was young, people would look to me and ask me, "Oh, Tatiana." Nowadays is normal because London is full of different names of different cultures. But even now, people tend to look, Yola Tatiana, do you have family in Russia, Poland, or any of these countries? I'm like, no, 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 but it's my name. Yeah. You see?
Yeah, we just born with this and live
Yes,
with them.
but
Yeah,
I know exactly your name very well, and especially your surname, I think. Beres? It's Beres?
yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
It's like Spanish. For me, I thought you were.
Yeah, yeah. Sounds like, although it's Hungarian. So.
I never ever would. I was when I saw your name from the guest list and everything, I totally thought like you are Spanish. Noemi Beres,
Well, I
straight away.
speak I speak a bit of Spanish. I speak a bit of Spanish and learning it too. So
The world is magic. So,
exactly.
okay, so Hungarian, Portuguese, Spanish, Cyprus, everything is here today. Amazing. So tell me, now that I know that you are in Hungarian, sorry, in Cyprus, can you describe yourself in 3 words?
Um,
If you can't, you will.
yeah, persistent, consistent, and positive.
Consistent and positive.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, let's start from consistent. What make you say that you are a consistent person, or you describe yourself like that?
I think that belongs to my childhood as well. I mean, I'm a pretty consistent person. I'm a Scorpio as well.
Ah,
So we Scorpios tend to be consistent in many things we do. And when I was a kid, I studied a lot. I was kind of a nerd, and I was really consistent in everything what I did. And
interesting.
growing up it was the same, and doing my job is the same. So I have this consistency. So when I start something, I definitely going to finish it and being consistent all the way along. Yeah.
That's really good. Fantastic. And you are positive. That's why you are positive as well, right? Because you believe and
Right. Yeah, I had to work on it though. I mean, because you get a lot of negative vibes from your childhood, from your
yeah,
culture, from everything, from society, from news, from everything, from the world. But you have to work on yourself to stay positive in
yeah.
2023 and beyond. So,
It's
yeah.
a journey, a really long journey, but it's worth it because the process is never going to be done in once. This positivism, but it is good to be on that track, on that journey. It's good. It's good. It's always good. So, and that is anything like coming to the persistence, consistency, and positivism. Is anything that you can tell us about your business? Because I gave this title looking
Mhm.
into your bio, etc. So connecting experts and growing businesses. What you can say about this phrase?
Well, I mean, to run an agency and to run a podcast agency, it always you always need persistence and consistency to do this job and to place your clients on different quality podcast shows. So when you pitch the guests and you pitch your clients, you really have to be consistent and persistent to get your
Yeah,
goals. But not only in this kind of business, but in all areas of life, you have to be consistent and persistent to reach something. So I think it doesn't only concern or only this part of job what I'm doing, but everything in life. It's about consistency and persistency. If you do sports, if you do art, if you are in business, it's the same.
It is essential, because you know that some people, it's like you just mentioned that you are on the industry of podcasting, like, right? You
Right.
have an agency,
Yeah.
but you probably faced some of your clients or requests, but then they give up on the way. After some time, they just give up. So
Yeah.
they know
Yeah,
that,
they did. Yeah.
right?
I know. Yeah.
They end up giving up, and that's it happens, still happens. It's really important, but people give up. People stop to be positive, and it is important to be, but not always we are. We're not always every day.
No.
Thank you so much for explaining. And now tell me more about agency podcasting. So you reaching people or people reaching you to get into your agency, how that works?
Yeah, well, I started our podcast agency in 2020, and since then we work with the clientele from like a worldwide clientele. And the thing is that when you set up an agency, usually you start to look for those guests. So we picked our guests wisely, and we picked, especially we wanted to work with female entrepreneurs.
Right.
And so we picked a couple of people that we wanted to work with in the e-commerce industry, and these were all female entrepreneurs, and they were brilliant. And so, okay, let's just approach them. So we approached them, and luckily, I mean, we had we had the right pitch to get them and to
Good.
approach them, and we are still working with them. So it's a great sign. And now that you don't really have to look for clients. I mean, it's mostly word of mouth. I mean, people referrals are working. I do a lot of networking, and it's a great way to get clients and to share your story with other people, and they like your story and they want to work with you. So yeah, it's a kind of it's a circle. So once you get in, you're there.
Yeah, that's right. So why you didn't find me?
Actually, I did find you, Yola.
And I'm joking, but I mean,
I know.
2020, you didn't speak with me to say, hey, y'all. I was thinking, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm powerful, I'm mastermind. I'm just saying myself, but I am powerful, beautiful, powerful, stunning. What else? Positive. But
Yes.
yeah, thank you. So, coming to that, what I understood, you tell me if I'm wrong. You work at the agency, you pick me as a guest. Let's say I'm a guest, I'm looking for other podcasts to be speaking on or be a guest on podcasts. And you put me on, or you put me on this podcast, or you
Yeah.
looking, okay, all right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, our job involves a lot of research, so we try to focus on like podcasts that are usually in the top 5-10%. In the podcasts worldwide, and those are the podcasts that we work with, and they are in our network. So you just have to, I mean, a lot of research. It's always research, listening to episodes, listening to podcasts. But yeah, we have to do our homework to find those podcasts, because a lot of them out there, like 2.5 million, 3 million podcasts out there right now in the world. So that's a lot to cover for sure.
It is. As a podcast host, I do receive weekly messages, probably from some of them are agencies that bring me new guests. They always coming with potential. If I like them, I will say, okay, send me the details without any cost, anything. But it's either some agencies are requesting me, are offering me to get the guests from them, which they are paid guests. And I'm like, oh, it's so many different types of companies in podcasting. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's a lot of that covers payments and so on to be on a podcast. And I do understand, and I don't disagree. but I is interesting. I said, okay, people wants to pay me to bring their guests to me.
That's good.
It is because nowadays, like you said, it is 3,000 or more, more than 3,000 actually, podcasters around the world, and everyone is doing podcast. Every company now thinks, oh, I need
Yeah.
to have a podcast. Into 2020 when I started, I think I started 2020.
Yeah, like we did, like it did it in 2020 as well. Yeah,
But
I
not,
remember. Yeah.
yeah, it was not like that.
No.
Nowadays, it's more. It's much more.
Yeah.
Right.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
And Noemi, what did you get started in online? How did you get it started in the online marketing field? What made you start on this kind of job, like this agency?
Well, it actually didn't start with an agency at first because the whole online marketing world started in 2007. And I was working in a call center in Ireland with I was freshly graduated and, nobody wanted to hire me in Hungary. So we moved to Ireland and I got this call center job, which was fun and, with like-minded young people around. But it was good money and everything. But the problem was that I wanted something else and more, and I knew I just didn't to do more stuff in life, and I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. So I told myself, okay, I'm going to quit. And I want to be an entrepreneur. So I became an entrepreneur.
How?
I took the leap, and we
Good.
searched with my husband. We searched for different uh,
Industry.
different kind of areas and niches. So what should we do, and what should we start? And we actually found that the online travel industry, it really vibes with us and it works well for us. So we started our online travel industry, online travel business. That was back in 2007. I was doing content creation, blog writing. I was a social media manager, everything, and that started in 2007 until 2020 when COVID hit, and everything that was travel related just went up in the smoke, and we
Yeah.
had to figure out something else, and that's when we started our agency. But the online marketing field was part of my life from 2007, actually.
So, if you don't mind, what did you, because you said you were studying, you finished your degree. What was about your degree? What is your,
I have a master's degree in Scandinavian studies. I speak Danish, Swedish.
oh,
So that I'm a linguist by trade. So it has
ah,
nothing to do with podcasts or
no,
or
that's, I wasn't,
different.
I was quite curious because I said she probably was doing something else. Because when you
Yeah,
said you decided to become an entrepreneur, it's like, okay, enough, I want to change. And you,
yeah.
wow, so you are like, languages, a lot of languages.
Yeah. I'm a linguist, so yeah.
That's a
But
gift. That's a gift. That's why you speak Spanish, you mentioned, right? You speak a little.
yeah, and I studied Greek with my son because obviously we live in Cyprus, and Spanish and French. I teach him French as well. So there's
Oh,
a
wow.
lot of languages going around in our household.
Oh, love your entrepreneurship. This is amazing. Amazing. I had a friend, I still got this friend. She was from Russia and she spoke four languages, but it was so natural for her. I'm like, I speak three, but I know when it's natural, it just comes like yourself. You are linguistic. Awesome. Wow, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Love it. Love so now from linguistic, from languages to marketing, and now we are on agency. And how did you, or what kind of, how did you find your type of niche on the podcast industry? Or do you what do you like, because you mentioned that on the marketing you work a lot with travel and tourism industry. What about the podcast?
Well, that's a different story. I mean, as I mentioned before, we started only with e-commerce experts and only female ones. But then more and more people started to come to us and wanted to work with us. So our niches are, expanded, and they're quite versatile. I mean,
Okay.
we work with energy healers. We worked with
Mm,
LinkedIn expert. We work with oh my God, there's a lot. There's a lot to cover. So we don't really focus on like one specific industry or one specific niche,
right.
but it's fun to work with different type of podcasts and
Yeah.
different type of niches. So yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's more fun, I think. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, interesting. Because there we go. My podcast, we focus women Flix.
Yeah.
We focus on entrepreneurs. So basically, is every industry. But we've been having these conversations with my partners, like talking about because we work with finances, we should be bringing more finances. But I said, okay, I want to keep bringing entrepreneurs, but also bringing the fact about finances, because I think is important. Because if we just, I don't see us as a podcast that can only bring finances. It's going to be
Yeah.
boring.
Yeah. It
Unless,
might be.
no, because every entrepreneur goes through their finances, right? Because I'm about
Yeah.
to make you a question in terms of finances. So that will give an idea to our listeners, like how to deal with their money on a different industry, not just talking specifically on finances. So I think this is awesome. So now, yeah, can you tell me a story or a successful project or campaign that you have worked on, and how did you measure the success for this? And in this case, is about podcasting, but
Yeah, I mean, I think the story of our agency is kind of a success because, when it was 2020 and everything stopped and our business stopped, and okay, we have to figure out something because you have to pay your bills, you have to pay your kids' school, and you have to you have
thank
to live off something. And we had about a week or 2 weeks to figure out what to do with our business and with ourselves. And that's when actually our mentor, there was an Irish guy who is our mentor, he came into the picture because he advised us to do something, to start something with podcasting. Because I mean, in 2020, when COVID hit everyone, like podcasting and the podcast industry was booming, and it's still booming, but it was a big boom in that time, and because everybody started a podcast, everybody was at home in lockdown and sitting at home and waiting for something to happen, and many people started a podcast. So that's how the whole podcasting idea came to our life and started our agency. And then when you build up your clientele like step by step, and it takes time, and obviously you won't earn any money in the first 2-3 weeks. But then when we started to get into touch with the hosts and they liked what we did and they accepted our guests, so we actually made money in quite a short time, which it wasn't huge, but it was enough to start with and to continue, and we could continue. I mean, my husband basically made a website in during a night. So okay, we're doing this podcasting stuff, and that's cool. Let's do it. And he sat down in the evening and he made our website, and he created a website. It's basic, and I'm not saying this is the world's best website or whatever, but it includes all the important information that people need to
right.
know about us. And so yeah, okay, we got the website, everything sorted. We have email, and that's okay. Let's do it. Let's start it. And yeah,
Wow.
so it was after like the first year was pretty successful. The second one as well. So it just went on and on. So the whole story that we did, like from nothing, like nothing to do with
Yes.
podcasting and podcast industry, it was a huge step for us and earning money from it. And it's much easier than doing the online travel industry because that's more hustle, and people always complain because anything can happen while they travel. And this was like kind of easier in a way, just a little bit. It's not easier because you still have to deal with people and deal with clients and deal with hosts. And so every industry has its own problems
Yes.
and
Yes. Correct.
issues
Right.
and everything. But this one looked like even easier for me than to work in the online travel industry. And yeah, so that was the whole process. So I wouldn't say that I have like a specific project. that we worked on, but the whole project, our whole agency is kind of a
Right.
project.
And oh, thank you so much. And when you say you earn some money, how I don't know, right? So that's why I'm asking. I don't, tell me, teach me, how can you earn money? Because I know it's the agency, but how do you? What is behind the scenes? Like, what do you have to do to earn money? Because opening a podcast is just opening, like going to a platform, open, but charge. How this works?
Yeah, I mean, we provide a done for you service for our clients, which means that we do everything for them when it comes to guesting. We pitch them, we send out the emails. So, which also means that you have to be clear about what they do. You have to
Yeah.
have those conversations before we start work with someone, because we have to understand everything very clearly, what they do, what they offer, and what they can talk about, what their topics are. If they're not so sure about and they need help with it, we can help to develop their topics, their ideas, and just support them so we can create a perfect pitch for them. And then you fill out all those forms that needs to be submitted to the host, and rescheduling, cancellations, everything that comes to
Okay.
guesting. So the thing that you usually do for yourself when you're just doing podcast guesting by yourself, but we do this like in a package for our clients. And yeah, and it's a lot of work going on behind the backgrounds, and sometimes back and forth and dates, and okay, this is not good for me, time zones. And
That's
so
right.
it's pretty complex. But yeah, it's a lot of work going in the background for sure. But we provide everything for our clients. We organize everything for them. So basically, we save them energy, time, and money, uh, because they can engage with their own stuff, with their own work, and they can do their own job, and they don't have to focus on like, okay, I done like 8 hours in front of my computer. Now I have to look for podcasts. And they don't have
Right.
to do that. We do that for them, and they just appear on the show, and they have to talk about what they want to talk about and what they're good at, and share their knowledge, and we do the rest.
Wow. Okay, got it. You just makes me you made me be like, you made me think about the emails that I receive, and every every person, because sometimes that is not the person that is talking to me, is someone, is like a PA, and
Yeah.
they say, oh, I need to, oh, actually my the guest just realized the time zone is not the same. She probably not going to be able to do. I'm so sorry. I'm like, okay. But it's, it is someone else, second person. And now
Yeah.
I understand that is agencies can be a PA, because you basically you work as a PA for many people in terms of podcasting. Like, you are their
Mm.
PA on the area. So you
Yeah, I don't call myself a PA,
no, no,
but
no,
yeah,
no.
yeah,
But
but
it's
it's like you're their agent. Like I always compare to that. I watched a French movie that was on Netflix, and I think it's called Agency or something, and it was about like actors and everything. And that was the time I started to watch that during COVID. I think that was in 2020. And when we did our job, it was like the same, but they were those agents, like PR agents. It's like a PR agent for your
yeah,
company. They
yeah.
work with actors and actresses, and we work with, yeah, like different experts. But it's kind of the same agencies type
Really good,
model that you do,
really
like a
good.
PR stuff that you do. Yeah.
And is I believe you feel really good regarding your job nowadays, because you meet so many people, right? You
You're
get
right, right. So many interesting people. I mean, I work from home, and I've been working remotely since now no for like 15 years. And like when we did our online travel business, it was very remote because I was always in the background. But since we started a podcast agency, it's like I'm more in the forefront, and it's interesting because you meet so many people. And I do, as I mentioned, I do a lot of networking, and I'm part of different member of different networking groups, and it's just fun. I'm in Cyprus, and I'm meeting these people like from Alaska, from the US, different part,
mm,
or from the UK, or Asia, somewhere, you name it. I mean, it's fun to connect with like-minded people across the globe.
Yeah, you are in a country that loads of people from everywhere goes there. So you
Yeah, it's
always
true. It's like it's we are very multicultural, especially now in 2023.
people is coming back after COVID.
Yeah.
Bunches of people. This is great, Noemi. Thank you so much. And now, one more question. I would say, can you speak to the importance of podcasting for entrepreneurs and business owners, and how do you see the industry evolving in the future?
Oh, that's a great question. Very complex. Thank you, Yola.
I can
Um,
repeat it.
I just have to keep all that in mind. Yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity for entrepreneurs to network, first of all, and because you have to think about the host. I mean, that's your first contact person, and you can always network with the host. And sometimes when you finish an interview, it doesn't mean that you finish a relationship with the host. You're just starting something. And when you send a thank you card, a thank you note, or anything, and they will be really appreciative. And if they want to do something with you, they can invite you to their mastermind group, to their private Facebook group, and you can exchange ideas. Even you can be business partners or teach each other stuff. So this is like a great opportunity for networking, but it's also great because you reach a really highly targeted audience if you are on the right podcast and if you are in the right niche. So your listeners are your potential buyers, clients, and people that are interested in what you do and in your service. So it's very beneficial for your business. But it's also important that you build authority, you build your brand, you're creating evergreen content with podcast guesting because the content you're creating, it's going to stay in Google forever. So that's you have to choose wisely those podcasts because the content's going to stay there. And so it's important. Plus, you create a lot of content for your business and for your company as an entrepreneur, and you can just reuse this content for the upcoming years and use these interviews and make videograms, audiograms, anything out of it. And in this way, you can promote yourself and the host as well, because the host, I'm really appreciative with all the hosts because we depend on each other. We provide you with guests, but you are basically we're nothing without you. So
Right.
that's why I'm really appreciative with the host because you do an awesome job. I mean, it's a lot of energy and money put into these episodes, every single one,
Yeah.
and it takes time to organize these episodes. So you have to be appreciative with the host as well. But as I said, you're building your brand, you like building and getting backlinks to your site, and you building your SEO for your site with podcast guesting. So it's really complex and it's good for your business for sure. I mean, I'm an agent, but I also do guesting like today, and like I have 2 interviews next week, which is great because proof is in the pudding. So once it's working and people listen to this podcast or this live today, and it's like, okay, let's just chat with Noemi, and you never know. And we can be friends or we can be business partners. We
Yep.
can
True.
They can
Yeah.
be my clients. So
It is, it is. And I'm sure it's like I said, most of the people that has been here with me, we created a connection. It's so true that you said.
yeah,
Because it's not just about this today, because I know even if I don't speak with you in the next week, I don't forget. And I will if I need something, if you need, you know where to go. And that is a
yeah,
relationship is
true.
built straight away. Depends, of course, the vibe of each other, like how we feel with each other. But most of the time, I'm always on fire after my podcast because I love my guests. It is so it is so powerful to have because for me, I've been doing the podcast for 3 years, like almost.
Yeah.
It's like every single experience, so every single session is different. There is no similar. Even if it's the same industry, one a week after the other, is different, and it's so powerful. And I'm
Mm.
also one thing I'm thinking about to do. It is 2 to 3 people inside the one podcast. from
Mm.
different industries that we can discuss different things like coming to the finances as well. But he's like, I want to. Now I'm on that stage like you when you were doing your finish your graduation. He said, I want to be an entrepreneur, and now I'm feeling like I want to do something extra on my podcast. Like, boom, for me is a big step because it's not easy, or it's, and I'm glad that it's not easy what I'm doing here, but bringing people together from different parts of the world at the same time, it will be much difficult, but it's going to be worth it, I do believe. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking about, seriously, I'm like, yes, I'm going to do some group sessions podcast.
Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. Yeah, I mean, it's great, and it can be the future as well. You never know, and it just can be like it's very,
Yeah.
yeah, versatile. And
Yes, because we normally have one to one, but
mm,
I think sometimes I would love, like right now, I'm here with you as an agency, myself as a podcast host. What about someone that doesn't have anything to do with agency or any podcast? Is just being a guest. It's going to be a crazy conversation because
yeah, for sure.
you never done anything else apart from being a guest. And we both here, you are an agency, but you also a guest. And sometimes I'm a guest. Uh, but there is people that is not at all, like they don't know what we're doing. They just guests. And it would be interesting to have that,
Yeah,
right?
true. Absolutely right.
You are booked, Noemi, for my next
Okay, I'm coming.
for my for my trio of four people on call.
That's gonna be fun. I'm in 100% in.
Thank you so much. So Noemi, I'm gonna leave you now, like leave you go, like to go. I could stay here forever. I love our conversation. But before we go, I would like to ask you if you could share your where people can find you, or in terms of social media, website, how they can reach you if they need
Yeah.
anything.
They can visit our page, which is podcastconnections.co. But most of the time I'm on LinkedIn, and you can find me there. So if you just type my name in, Noemi Beres, I'm there, and you can, get in touch with me, contact me. I'm always happy to have a chat with anyone about anything, but especially about podcast guesting. So yeah.
Great. Thank you so much. And I hope you still grow, and be a multinational. I don't know what is your vision, if it's gonna just stay in Greek, but if you open a podcast agency on different places in the world, it will be awesome.
We'll see. But thank you for your support, Yola.
You're welcome. Noemi, what is the name of your agency? It's just podcast.
Yeah, it's Podcast Connections.
Okay.
Yeah, with an S at the end.
So just to say to my listeners that every single way of connecting with Noemi is available on the description of this podcast right now. And you can get in touch with her through LinkedIn, any place you desire, all the preferences you choose. Also, you can go to Greek, anyone. If you see her outside, you just say hi, right?
Yeah, I'm inside the house in front of my computer, but yeah.
Okay. By the way, how is the weather right now?
Actually, we are having a chilly spring, which is not usual. It's normally warmer than this, but all the tourists are coming now, and they are running around in bathing suits and stuff. But we're still wearing our jumpers. So.
I know the feeling. I would be the same. I'm in London, so I would say, "Ooh, it's hot." Okay, Noemi, thank you so much. All the best. You take care, and we keep in touch. I'm sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. And thank you so much for having me today, Yola. I really appreciate it.
God bless.
Thank you.
So I hope everyone enjoyed my beautiful conversation with Noemi. So make sure you watch this, or if you haven't watched now, you can go on Spotify, Anchor, iTunes, Amazon, and also on our YouTube channel, Women Flix. But on the platforms for podcasts is Entrepreneur Talks Podcast. You are more than welcome, and I see you next week. Take care. Bye bye. Welcome to Entrepreneur Talks Podcast, hosted by Yola Bastos and created by Women Flix, which empowers financial freedom for women worldwide. Entrepreneur Talks is a podcast that covers conversations with startups, founders, innovators, thought leaders from around the world while disrupting the status quo, expanding their businesses, and bringing innovative ideas to life. Yola's conversational tone is focused on the top questions about journey and details, the ways of thinking and acting that have led these entrepreneurs to success. Entrepreneurship, leadership, mental health, funding, finances, and other issues are covered on our podcast. Subscribe now to our podcast by joining us on Spotify. You can write on your web right now www.anchor.fm/entrepreneurtalks/subscribe. Join our podcast and enjoy this powerful conversation. Women Flix empowers financial freedom for women worldwide.